The one thing I've noticed, as we've kind of like gotten a little bit more popular, is that like people that have money, a lot of the times they're unknown and they want the influence. They want to be around certain types of people.
You can't buy that.
You can't buy that.
You can't buy it.
There's a lot of guys that are like rich as hell or super successful, and you would never know.
Bro, I was with Andrew for like 3 days, and he must have had 4 or 5 people come to see him, to talk to him about people that just really, really wanted to meet him. Very powerful people, and they were just trying to figure out how to schedule it all.
Wow.
So I mean, I think you're exactly right. Once it gets to, you can be worth billions of dollars, and at some point it doesn't matter anymore. At some point you're gonna want to have influence, because again, it all comes back down to, if you don't have influence and money and everything else put together, it's hard to get women. And even those older guys that have all this power and money, they still need influence.
That's why I always differentiate status and money, because you can like have obviously money will take you to a certain level status wise, but then actual influence is a whole other thing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
So there's rich guy, and then if you're a nerd, to break away from being a rich nerd, you have to have some kind of influence, and some kind of power and some kind of respect amongst men. And I think that a lot of people that are trying to touch Andrew particularly, or anybody, whoever it is out there that has influence, people want to have a piece of that because it's intangible. You can't buy it. You absolutely can't buy it. So
we always say, if you have one trait as a man to get the most access to women, what is it?
Clout. Status by far. Yeah.
Right there, 100%. You could be broke, you could be out of shape. It don't matter. It's the status.
If there's one amplifier, because there's like multiple amplifiers. You got the money, then you got the status, then you get, game or whatever. If you had to just pick one, that would make you the most well-rounded to the most girls, it would be status, bro.
Yeah,
of course, we tell you on this podcast, you got to get all of it. If you only got status, then girls are going to just use you. I mean, look at how many YouTubers we know that have a YouTube girlfriend and she uses them for the status and gets the fuck out of there.
Facts.
So you got to know what the hell you're doing. But if there's just like, I just need, you can only pick one amplifier, it would definitely be that status, which is, it's kind of gay, but it sucks. It is what it is.
Well, I think that's the problem with getting status too early. A lot of times a YouTuber and stuff, he hadn't built himself up in all those other ways. So he gets status through the platform, but then he's empty inside and that bubble gets popped. And I think that's very dangerous.
That's why it's so important for guys to like, because there's so many of these guys that like, made money off crypto, become rich at 20 or whatever. And it's like, or they became famous off YouTube or whatever, and they didn't have like a job before or whatever. And this is kind of where we were talking about this, where a lot of these like content creators, like they don't have a solid base of like masculinity because they didn't go through
any pain,
the struggle or the pain, right? To build themselves. They got the money quick at a young age. And it's like, you didn't learn these certain lessons in life, which, I thank God all the time that I didn't become a millionaire until I was 31, because I matured from being on the job with the government, learned a lot of life lessons that I would have never learned otherwise. From being a Division I athlete, et cetera, because you're a D1 athlete too, former. So that stuff builds you up into becoming a certain type of guy. And then when you do get the money, you're able to enjoy it much more and appreciate it because, number one, you busted your ass to get it. And number two, you've built up certain characteristics that are indispensable that you need in life.
Paranoia being one of those.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like a lot of times in your career, there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
So there would be times in my career where I'd hit a lick, bro. I'd make like 6 figures in a few weeks on a job.
Yep.
And I'd be feeling good. And then I'd just lose it all somewhere else.
Yeah.
And getting hit in the face in that way, it reminds you that, hey, even though you're doing good today, you can lose tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a very important part of keeping moving forward.
Yeah.
It's that fear. It's like, you sleep with an eye open in a way. Not that you're always paranoid, but you have to respect the fact that there's good times and bad times.
Yeah.
And if you've been through things in your career, I think that's a very healthy place to be because you live inside the reminder of the reality that you can win, but